there was some big names that was moved. I mean, this didn't happen exactly at the trade deadline, but the Ravens got Raekwon Smith. That's huge for their defense. The Vikings got T.J. Hawkinson from the Lions, which is also crazy now to think about because that's a divisional rival. Bradley Chubb, the standout from the Broncos, went to the Dolphins. Calvin Ridley, who is currently suspended for the year, he went to Jacksonville. Chase Claypool, who was one of the big wide receiver names, he goes to the Bears. Though there was some big moves, but I'm here. What's frustrating to me, and what I think needs to be talked about is teams that stick too much to tradition. And the two teams I'm talking to are the Green Bay Packers and the Baltimore Ravens. Now, more the Green Bay than Baltimore because Baltimore did make a move to get arguably one of the best linebackers in the league in Raekwon Smith. The Packers have been struggling, and that's an understatement. There's a lot wrong with the Packers. A lot wrong, both offensively and defensively. However, one of the biggest concerns and problems is they don't have a number one receiver. Romeo Doubs could turn into a number one receiver, but he's not that. Allen Lazard is not a number one. Randall Cobb at this age and at this stage of his career is not that. So the biggest, one thing that we heard that the Green Bay Packers were trying to do at the trade deadline was get a number one receiver. And their biggest, probably the best player they could have got at the wide receiver position was Chase Claypool. And instead he goes to the Bears. First of all, I feel bad for Chase Claypool. You go from a Big Ben, who's at the end of his career, so he's not the same Big Ben that was winning Super Bowls, to Mitch Trubisky and Kenny Pickett. Now you got Justin Fields. It's unfortunate. And you go from cold Pittsburgh to cold Chicago. But it's like going back to Green Bay. I don't even think they made any moves. Here, let me check my phone while we do this. Hold on. They didn't make any moves. There's no way I could think to myself, if I'm the Packers, the best thing to do is just stay put. And Baltimore, I get it. You want to have a great defense, and their defense has struggled. You have big names, Marlon Humphreys, Marcus Peters, JPP, Calais Campbell, now Roquan Smith. But you've been struggling. And a lot, especially offensively in the second half, because you don't really have a number one receiver. Rashad Bateman can be that, and he shows flashes. However, he's out with a foot injury. Devin Duvernay is not a number one receiver. They're number one receiver. They're trying to do what Cincinnati. No, what am I talking about? Kansas City Chiefs do, and have Travis Kelce be their number one. And Mark Andrews is one of the best tight ends in the league. Let's not get that confused. Also, the connection that Lamar Jackson has with Mark Andrews is special. But you need a number one receiver. Marquise Brown wasn't it. Why is it that, and I'm not saying you could have got Claypool. I'm not saying that because I don't know if the Steelers would do a trade with, the Ravens. But you had Jerry Jeudy. We heard his name out there. Again, you had Calvin Ridley. Clearly, his name was out there. It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense how you would how the Green Bay Packers can look at their schedule, look at who they played, look at how bad they've lost to good teams, and think to themselves, you know, just stay pat. Hopefully, Alan Lazard and Romeo Doubs can do it. They didn't make a move. And for the Ravens, I'm happy you got Roquan Smith, but the biggest need was on the offensive side of the ball. It's crazy to me, man. It is crazy to me. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.